Michael, great to talk to you again. Thank you so much for jumping on a call with me. Um, I'll let you introduce yourself. So to the people watching, Michael is a new customer to WinPure who found us through, I believe, ChatGPT.
Correct. And then Google.
Fantastic. And Michael, can you give us a bit of background? What made you start looking for WinPure, or a solution, I should say? What made you start looking? What's the problem with your data? What's the business you're in? What issues were you looking at?
Yeah, so I've been in the direct-to-consumer space for nutritional supplements for a better part of a few decades. Every company I've been involved with has had the same issue with consumer data entry, leading to really fuzzy data analytics on who their customers are and looking at their customer journeys. So with some of the economic changes in the U.S., with the company I'm at now, we've started putting more of a emphasis on looking at our customer journeys, and being able to correctly target our customers at the right appropriate time in the right appropriate way, which led us down a path of actually trying to address some of our fuzzy data. We looked at a number of enterprise options. Again, those got quite costly. They also don't also handle the fuzzy data, although they handle some of the nice, pretty BI stuff. So we chose to put more emphasis on the cleansing and the organizing of data, at least initially, and then looking at what we want to use for using that data in a BI application as a second step. So
Right.
for that, we started looking at WinPure and some of your competitors, and ultimately selected WinPure.
We are pleased you did. We are pleased you did. And just remind me, because I'm actually now trying to go back in time. I think you got in touch with us a total of about a month ago.
Correct. I think it's been just shy of a month.
Yeah, and we had some great conversations around your data, and then you plumped to get your license key with WinPure. I think it was last Thursday or last Wednesday.
Yeah, it's been just a week.
Just a week. So
After
what
due
I'd love you
diligence.
to do, Michael, and I'll explain this to the audience. Obviously, with WinPure, we love training you. Unfortunately, we have some customers like Michael who seem to be able to train themselves extremely well. But we were very impressed with how you built your cleaning functionality and addressed your matching issues. And if you'd like to share your screen with us, this is what Michael showed to me the first time we had a call after he'd purchased his license. And it was unusual. And one of the reasons we wanted to do today was in order for Michael to show you how he worked himself through the WinPure cleaning and set up the matrix.
Yep, just 1 second. I'm just pulling it up.
No problem at all.
Share screen.
Okay. So you were importing straight from Excel, weren't you?
That's correct. So we took data from our from our ordering system, and we pulled about just shy of 800,000 records into four sheets, with what I think it's WinPure Business Pro Edition license. We tested first. We maxed out your demo with 500,000 records, and that's what we had some initial discussions as far as looking at the due diligence and understanding the system and making sure that it would meet our requirements and our needs, which obviously it did. And then we quickly moved to the Business Pro editions. That way we could import additional data. So. We pulled in 750,000 records ultimately. I think 783,000 it looks like.
Superb. Okay, so do take us to cleaning, because this is where you caught me off guard when you showed me your cleaning matrix that you'd built yourself. Now, obviously, to anybody looking at this, to me, it looks really complex, but talk us through it. How did you build this matrix?
So we quickly, we've got a pretty good handle, or I got a pretty good handle of our data and kind of what's in there. So we quickly started just playing with it on the demo, and found it quite intuitive. It was really nice to be able to sit there and kind of just play with your very, like I said, intuitive, simple checkboxes. Be able to clean the data and undo, and do it again until you kind of get it to the point that you want. Looking at the data quality scores on mainly the fields. We didn't worry about cleaning up all the fields. We're mainly worried about cleaning up some of the ones that are most important to us. Like for us, we were designing our customers around a build to address, not a ship to address.
Right.
So we were, kind of running against that and trying to get the store correct, and then just cleansing the data with your removal and regex
What type
checks
of
as well.
regex did you use? Because I noticed you used the new regex expression, which is giving you the ability to build on regex. What did you use it for?
So I ended up just walking through with ChatGPT. Regex isn't exactly my expertise, but I found it quite simple to sit there and just ask ChatGPT, saying, "Hey, look, I'm working with, like the first one, build to name. What character should be removed out of a standard, U.S. name, and then also what is a regex, a valid regex to check against that for formatting."
Got you.
So that made it quite quick that I was able to basically just go through and add the standard characters to remove and regex, and that probably took me less than a half an hour to go through all of our fields that we wanted to address.
Fantastic. Okay. And did you use any other areas within the matrix?
Yeah, the one that we hadn't discussed in some of our I guess due diligence when we're working through it was the word manager.
Yeah.
The word manager we liked quite a bit as well, and allowed us to standardize some of our addresses. And we ended up doing quite a few. Like we have people say in their address like deliver to front door.
Right.
So we wanted to obviously remove that just to clean up some of our addressing a little bit. Or people do PO boxes different ways here in the U.S.
Yeah.
And we did some of the standard just formatting, like, if they had avenue spelled out or street spelled out, abbreviate based on our, USPS standardization and stuff to ST or AVE or boulevard or drive. So we kind of ran through a bunch of those.
Now, I
And
know I didn't teach you how to use Word Manager. You said the software is intuitive. Was it really that easy for you to just go, this is how I build a directory?
it was, it was literally just type in 2 words or, type in 1 word and hit the replace.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like simplicity, this is about as simple as it gets. And then we were just checking our work by simply just exporting the data or exporting one of the lists in a couple of minutes back to Excel. And then we would basically look at our address for, a length. So if it had like, 110 characters in the length of a address, obviously there's something else in there other than their simple street. So we just sort and find out what that person, what those people were using, and we just clean it up a little bit at a time, and it just got pretty clean that way.
Fantastic. Okay. I see you standardized as well.
Yeah, we did some basic standardization, which was, you guys kept it nice and simple that way too, that you can standardize an entire field for, proper, lower, or uppercase. So we just kind of followed some of the USPS standardization formats there. And then the only other thing that we played with was, just when we get down to the AI match, which is the one that we chose, we just kind of selected the fields that we wanted to prioritize for matching.
Fantastic. Okay. Now, obviously, you went for MatchAI rather than Match. Obviously, I demonstrated both to you. How did you find the difference between using matching and using MatchAI, and what made you go with MatchAI?
Yeah, so that was definitely one of our due diligence main points, as we were looking at a few of your competitors, and we tested their systems as well. All of them basically offered rule-based matching, which you guys just call your match. We played with that as well, but because of our scenarios and our customer formatting, we found that it was too hard to come up with all the rules to address all the different situations with our data to get it to a unique, a master record that we were happy with.
Right.
And we found the same thing with the competitors because they offered a match. So we kind of compared their match versus your match, and they're all pretty standard. Where you guys excelled and the value add that you guys offered was the MatchAI. And that addressed a lot more of our concerns as far as the AI being able to read our data records and the fields that we were selecting for AI to match against to provide an actual end result that we were more happy with. The issue
And
with
what did the results look like in MatchAI that you would have thought we probably wouldn't have seen those if we'd gone on the traditional matching?
It's hard to pull out a number of. I mean, it's hard to pull out a number of unique examples. But
Mm,
the rules, we just have so many that it was hard to kind of set up rules to address every single situation that we had.
right,
Whether it be household ordering or one person ordering for multiple family members at different addresses, people having a summer home in Florida versus their main residence in say Pennsylvania, different spellings of their names. So all those things, and the rules change. So even though we set up rules now, 6 months from now there might be some other nuance that are that's creeping into our database that we don't have a rule for.
right.
So we'd have to kind of vigilantly watch and maintain or tweak or add new rules. And that's where the simplicity of the Match AI really kind of sealed the deal on whether or not we went with WinPure or not.
Okay. And for total honesty to the audience, how much training did I give you?
Very little. During the
I'll get
yeah.
in trouble for that,
No, I would say yeah. She didn't do her job at all. No, you were extremely available, and most of our training was probably touch points. As I said, the system was quite intuitive for me, so it was more or less like, hey, do you have 15 minutes to jump on a call or 30 minutes to jump on a call and check the work that I've set up, or understanding to make sure that I'm understanding kind of cause and effect correctly with like regex or the cleansing process, and or that sort of thing. So it was more of a touch base as
Yes.
far as making sure I wasn't going down the wrong path.
And you certainly weren't. You did extremely well.
No, thank you.
And we're very appreciative to see that you took it on so easily. I know many customers won't have the confidence that you've had, but perhaps watching this short video, they might say, a little bit more confidence. It's always difficult for us because we frequently get asked, what is the implementation time period? How long will training take? How would you answer that if somebody asked you now?
I would say if you know your data, and if you're a little bit of a hands-on manager, or you have a hands-on team member that can kind of just invest a little bit of time into the process, I I would say you can be up and running in a few hours looking at your data, to be honest. There's ongoing tweaking and stuff like that, but the nice thing with the system is you're not actually like messing with your data. It's like manipulating views of your data. So you can't really mess it up. And you can just go to a restored version, or you can just undo or uncheckbox something, and you're back to the start, right? So it's really just a little bit of a hands-on process, doing something and saying, is that the output that I'm looking for? And if not, tweak it a little bit more. But as far as my training, it obviously didn't take much of a hands-on training process, which I was more than happy to hear that you guys provide. Like, hey, I can sit down with you for 2 hours and walk you through it. That was great. I didn't need that because the system was so intuitive, and it's we're dealing with a pretty good chunk of records. Almost 800,000 records is not a small amount of data as well.
Yeah.
So we found it quite useful and easy to manipulate.
We are very pleased to hear it. Well, Michael, thank you so much for just giving our audience a quick overview on what it's like to actually transition to WinPure. You've made it sound fantastic, which is always a good thing from our point of view. But no, we very much appreciate your time, and we hope we will continue working together for many years.
Of course. I would say I would be willing to offer my time if anybody out there has any questions or would like to speak to a WinPure customer.
Oh, it's
I'd be
fantastic.
I would be glad to jump on a joint Teams call and give my experience one-on-one, or if they have any specific questions, I'm glad to do that as well.
Michael, you are amazing. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Of course, you're very welcome.
Good to talk to you again, and we will talk again very soon. Bye for
Excellent.
now.
Look forward to it. All right. Cheers. Bye.